Have you ever desperately wanted to learn a new skill but just felt totally overwhelmed by where to even start? Well, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to deconstruct a simple but honestly brilliant request that lays out a universal blueprint for learning just about anything. And fast.
It all starts right here with this. A raw, straight to the point, and super ambitious request to learn the programming language SQL. I mean, we've all been here, haven't we? That feeling of standing at the bottom of a huge mountain, looking up and just wanting someone to hand you a direct path to the top. And you want it now, from beginning to pro. That's the dream.
And this just nails the core challenge for anyone trying to learn something new. When you're a beginner, the sheer amount of information out there it's paralyzing, right? You don't just want more data. What you're really craving is a map, a clear, step-by-step path that gets you from zero to confident without all the detours.
So let's look at this in a new way. Let's not treat it as just a simple question. Let's see it for what it really is, a master plan hiding in plain sight. The person who wrote this wasn't just asking for help. They were actually designing their own perfect learning system. And lucky for us, they left the blueprint behind.
When you really break it down, you can see 4 key pillars holding this whole thing up. First, a strict time-bound schedule. That gives you structure. Second, practical application. You've got to have those practice questions. Third, a single all-in-one guide to cut out all the noise and distractions. And finally, and this is crucial, a very specific type of teaching.
So what this learner is really asking for is a master plan. A complete, self-contained system. They're trying to create this little focused bubble where everything they need is right there in one place, all designed for one single purpose, learning a new skill as quickly and effectively as possible. It's a strategy built for pure focus.
Okay, so let's dig into the roadmap itself, because the timeline here is ambitious for sure, but it's the structure that makes it so powerful. This is a journey that's designed to take you from knowing absolutely nothing to being genuinely fluent in a really short amount of time.
8 days. That number is everything. It's not someday or, whenever I get around to it. It's specific. It's measurable. It's a real time-bound goal. It automatically creates a sense of urgency and focus, which forces you to stick to what's actually important.
And look at this progression, it's just so logical. You start with the absolute foundation, the basic ABCs. Then you build on that with the core skills, the stuff you'll use all the time. Only after that do you move on to the more advanced techniques. And then it all comes together on day 8, where you actually apply it. It's like climbing a ladder, one rung at a time.
All right, now we get to what I think is the most insightful, most profound part of this entire plan. It's not really about the what, it's all about the how. The real secret here isn't just the schedule or the practice problems, it's in the philosophy of how you're taught.
I mean, just listen to that again. You are the teacher, not a bot. And what's the test? That it can be explained to a third person. Wow, that is such an incredibly smart demand. This person isn't asking for information, they're asking for understanding. They don't want code, they want context.
This really breaks down that difference perfectly. A bot? It just gives you the answer. It lists off facts, assumes you already know a bunch of stuff, and it only focuses on the what. A teacher, on the other hand, builds your understanding from the ground up. A teacher guides you, explains the why behind the what, and focuses on the how, so you can actually do it on your own later.
And at the end of the day, this is what it all boils down to. Anybody can memorize the command, but to actually understand how it all fits together, to build that mental model in your head so you can solve new problems you've never seen before, that is true learning. There's that famous idea, right? If you can't explain it simply, you don't really understand it. And the ultimate test is being able to explain it to somebody else.
So let's pull all these threads together. What started out as a simple request to learn a programming language has actually given us this incredibly powerful, universal blueprint that you can apply to mastering pretty much anything you want to learn.
So here it is, the whole blueprint, boiled down to 5 simple steps. Number 1, give yourself a deadline. Number 2, make sure practice is built in from the start. 3, find one great comprehensive resource and stick to it. Avoid getting lost in a sea of tabs. 4, look for explanations that build understanding, not just a list of facts. And finally, number 5, don't just aim to know it, aim to be able to teach it.
And let's be totally clear here. Forget about SQL for a second. This blueprint, this works for learning a musical instrument, a new language, a skill for your job, literally anything. This is a recipe for effective, focused learning, plain and simple.
So that really just brings us to the final question, doesn't it? We've taken apart the plan, we've laid out all the steps, the blueprint is yours now. So, what are you going to build with it?
What skill? What new challenge? What mountain are you going to conquer? What will you master next?
And remember, please subscribe to Jass's Classroom.